Neptune, you probably picture that deep, gorgeous blue dot way out there in our solar system. We can't actually go there, of course, but what if we could? What if you took a trip, a one-way trip, straight down? Let's just play this out for a second.
So picture this. You're out there, maybe in a spaceship, and oh no, something goes terribly, terribly wrong. Suddenly, you're falling. No suit, no protection, just you tumbling towards the 8th planet from the sun. What happens next? Well, you're about to take a journey into one of the most violent places we can possibly imagine. Okay, so the very second you hit Neptune's upper atmosphere, forget about having any control. It's gone. You're not really falling anymore. You're being grabbed and thrown by forces that make an Earth hurricane feel like a little summer breeze.
Now, the first thing that gets you isn't the cold, it's not the pressure, it's the wind. And calling Neptune windy is, and I can't stress this enough, a massive understatement. You're about to run into the fastest planetary winds in our entire solar system.
Get ready for this number, 2,000 kilometers per hour. That is absolutely insane. We're talking over 1,200 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. It's almost impossible to even wrap your head around what a wind that fast would do to a person. To put that in perspective, right? Think about the most powerful hurricanes we see on Earth, those Category 5 monsters. They're some of the most destructive forces we know, while Neptune's winds are many times faster. You'd be tossed around like a tiny speck of dust in a cosmic blender.
But believe it or not, the winds are just problem number one. While you're being whipped around, you're also plunging deeper into the atmosphere. And that's where your next, lethal challenge is waiting. The unbelievable cold.
The temperature drops so low and so incredibly fast that your body wouldn't even have time to register cold. We're talking way below -200 degrees Celsius. The deep freeze wouldn't just be fast, it would be pretty much instantaneous.
The source material for this actually had a pretty blunt, but you got to admit, memorable way of putting it. You would become, essentially, human ice cream. I know, it's a grim picture, but it's a shockingly good way to understand just how extreme Neptune's environment really is.
All right, so you're frozen solid, and you're being thrown around by supersonic winds. But your trip isn't over yet. As you fall even deeper, the final, and maybe most powerful force starts to take over. The immense, crushing atmospheric pressure.
This pressure would just build and build, squeezing your now frozen form. First, your body would start to compress under this incredible force. Then, as the pressure gets truly astronomical, your very structure would begin to twist, distort, and basically break apart.
So at this point, you're probably asking, okay, when does this all end? When do I finally hit the ground? And you know what? This is maybe the most mind-bending part of this whole journey.
Just let that sink in for a moment. There is no landing, no final crash. There is no ground to hit. The fall, it just doesn't end. Not in any way we would understand it.
So why? Why no landing? Because Neptune is a gas giant. It doesn't have a solid surface like Earth or Mars. Underneath all those clouds is just a huge, deep ocean of thick, slushy gases and weird liquids. You would just keep sinking, deeper and deeper into this planet-sized abyss.
So, after that absolutely terrifying trip we just imagined, what's the big takeaway about this distant, beautiful world? Well, it's a planet of extremes, a place of profound and, yeah, deadly contradictions.
So the next time you see one of those stunning, totally serene pictures of that deep blue marble just hanging out in space, remember what's actually going on right below that calm-looking surface.
Look, Neptune is, without a doubt, a gorgeous and fascinating planet. But it's also a pretty stark reminder that out there in the cosmos, incredible beauty can hide some seriously profound hostility. So, if you're planning a vacation, maybe pick somewhere else.
Which leaves us with one final kind of haunting question, doesn't it? If the fall never truly ends and there's no solid surface to ever reach, what kind of secrets could possibly be hidden in the crushing dark depths of a planet that is, for all intents and purposes, an endless